psyches while creating Second Life avatar. All of the residents of the virtual world Second Life share one thing in common. Each had to create an avatar, which is a virtual representation of oneself. This 3D image is completely customizable, and although it is a representation of the user, it doesn't even have to resemble anything remotely human. But what goes through the user's mind when creating his or her avatar? Do users try to create avatars that resemble themselves? Do users take into account other users' reactions to the appearance of their avatar? What makes a male user decide to create a female avatar? And in a world where your avatar can land on the Maxim hot list, do users feel there is pressure to create a sexy avatar? What are the psychological aspects behind the mask of the avatar? My curiosity about avatar creation stemmed from my immersion into Second Life in Dr. Jaskin's English 3307 Writing in Digital Environments class and assigned class readings from author Stephen Meadows' book, I, Avatar, The Culture and Consequences of Having a Second Life. For my final paper, I developed a survey which asked fellow classmates to reflect on how they created their own avatars. A total of 12 students answered questions about their avatar's physical appearance, including clothes, physical features, and gender, perceived outside societal pressures involved with creating an avatar, and their own experiences in Second Life. Although the responses to the survey varied widely, the digital environments class overwhelmingly showed that the student users were influenced by societal pressures, gender expectations, and even previous experience with the virtual world when creating their avatars. When a new user to Second Life creates an account, they choose one from a series of default avatars. Upon entering the game, users must first choose their gender, and then they can begin to edit their appearance, skins, and clothes. More detailed appearance edits include adjusting height, body mass, eye color, hair color, and length, even clothing fabric and texture. I began developing my survey while wondering to what extent students would change their default avatar's appearance to look like themselves. In his book, Meadows details an avatar appearance survey he gave to Second Life users. I asked 130 people whether their avatars were like themselves in height, weight, and charisma. 70% across the board said yes for each element. This filtering of the factual into fictional is a widespread habit. We generally build a second version of ourselves that has some bearing on who we are in the real world. When you make an avatar of the same gender, age, and race, it feels like you on a psychophysiological level. You can identify with it. The survey of the students in the digital environments class revealed similar findings. Of the 12 students surveyed, 9 or 75% said they felt that their avatar resembled them in certain ways. Indeed, most students chose default avatars and quickly edited their appearance so that the avatar resembled their own physical appearance. Given that the 9 students who created an avatar that resembled themselves were new to Second Life, it may also be that users create avatars that resemble themselves because they have little experience with the virtual world, and being able to identify with their avatar in an unfamiliar world helped them feel comfortable. As part of the class, students were only required to spend at least 4 to 6 hours in-world, which is not very much time to become familiar with Second Life. Indeed, several students on their surveys cited their inexperience with Second Life as a factor that contributed to creating avatars that resembled themselves. If the students had more time to explore Second Life and become familiar with the game, then they may have felt more inclined to push the boundaries in terms of avatar creation and development, perhaps creating avatars of the opposite gender or even non-human avatars. According to Meadows' research, there's also a strong connection between a user's self-esteem and the likelihood that the user will create an avatar that resembles himself or herself. From the same 130 people that Meadows surveyed, around 70% of people who build avatars who are like themselves also feel pretty good about themselves. Most of us like who we really are in real life. The link between creating a lifelike avatar and self-esteem is also not surprising. The student survey supported Meadows' findings. When asked to choose from 4 categories, including super sexy, a bit sexy, not that sexy, and decidedly unsexy, 8 of the 9 students who created avatars that resembled themselves said they believed their avatar was a bit sexy. Another reason that students decided to create avatars that resembled themselves included gender identification. The survey results showed that 10 of the 12 students chose their avatar's gender based on their own. That is, female users selected a female avatar, and male users selected a male avatar. Most students cited that it was their instinct to create an avatar that was of the same gender, and also said they hadn't put any thought into creating an avatar of the opposite gender. When editing an avatar's appearance, the user has the option to easily choose a male or female physique under the body option. However, in society, we are so defined by our gender roles that it may have just seemed natural for the majority of the class to choose the gender with which they most identify. One female student blogged, "The idea of creating a male avatar never came to me. I wasn't really familiar with the game, so I guess I just wanted to feel comfortable using my avatar to learn the basics.